some point I just kind of pivoted. I pivoted and I said, okay, I'm not going to be an NFL quarterback, but what if in some way I was able to work? What if I was able to work with an NFL quarterback?
This struggle got purpose and we grow. So whatever road we have to take next, all I need to know is that we'll roll with the punches.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, I want you to think about something today. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Say that to you over and over today. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Don't limit yourself today. Don't do it. Anything is possible, y'all. Hey, y'all. So yes, it is totally possible. It is totally possible. Anything is totally possible. So let's talk about this. Let's talk. All right. So what I love doing with this is just taking some time. Let's give us 5 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes, and let's just brainstorm. Whatever's possible, just go with anything. Anything is possible. It's possible that, and then blank, 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 blank. And it can be anything, guys. It's possible that a cow would fly down and hit me in the eye, right? It can be anything. Don't limit yourself. So what I like to do with this, guys, is I like to stretch. Think about a rubber band, right? If you just hold that rubber band in its place, that's its limit, right? But if you stretch it, right, then it's going to be stretched some, right? And then what I like to do with this totally possible is I like to stretch us outside of what our limits are, what we're known, right? So with this totally possible, all we're doing is we're stretching our mind, we're stretching our limits, we're stretching what we think is totally possible, and we're starting to recognize things might come up. Things might come up that we just believe is totally possible, but we wouldn't think about it if we weren't doing this exercise. So it's totally possible that I would like to draw. It's totally possible that I will be in the orchestra someday. It's totally possible that I'm going to be an NFL quarterback. It's totally possible that I will see 30 clients in 1 week. It's totally possible that ... And I know some of you are out there saying, Randy, not everything is possible. Not everything is possible. I get it. I get it. Now here's my thought around this, is we use it's totally possible just to think about what's possible, to stretch our limits. And guys, some things that we mention will be totally possible just because we will think outside and we will start to behave, we will start to have intentions, we will start to act in ways that basically level us up to whatever we thought wasn't totally possible before, now will be totally possible just because we started to think about it. Where the thought goes, the energy flows, y'all. Where the thought goes, the energy flows. So some things will be totally possible. Some things will be totally possible. You will level up. Now, some things will not be totally possible. I'm not going to be an NFL quarterback. It's not totally possible at this point, which I think is good. At some point, you can recognize things, it's totally possible. And then you get to certain stages and you say, okay, this is not totally possible, but this is possible over here. So here's the cool thing. It's not possible for me I believe at this point, it's not possible for me to be an NFL quarterback. It was earlier in my life. I did want to be an NFL quarterback. And so at that point, I was living my life thinking that I'm going to be an NFL quarterback. And then at some point, I just kind of pivoted. I pivoted and I said, okay, I'm not going to be an NFL quarterback, but what if in some way I was able to work? What if I was able to work with an NFL quarterback? So it's totally possible that through, my work, I could provide personal coaching to, an NFL quarterback or an NFL team or a major league team or something like that. Now that's totally possible, right? So my point is this, guys, is never limit yourself with what's totally possible. There will be times where you start to pivot. There will be times where you start to to change what you think is totally possible, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not gonna work out for me be doing this, but how about this over here? Now that's totally possible. All right, so it just shifts a little bit. It just keeps shifting a little bit. It just keeps shifting. It's totally possible, but your mindset is always the same. Even though it's shifting, your mindset is always the same. It's still always totally possible. It's totally possible. It's totally possible. You guys, give yourself 5 minutes a day. Give yourself 5 minutes a day of just being able to say, it's totally possible, ... and just come up with a list. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. It's totally possible to do what you love and love what you do. I don't always wear purple, but when I do, I wear it, treat everyone like it's their birthday tea, and drink grape Powerade. Okay, it's time for what's been coming up in client sessions. One comment I get consistently from clients, from new clients that call for the first time, is they just talk about how they love how we do things differently at Midwest Anxiety. We'll come out here to the basketball court and practice what we're talking about. Okay, we'll go to the soccer field, or we'll go to the baseball field, whatever. Being community-based, they really enjoy their non-traditional therapy where we come into their homes and we do therapy. You know, we may be on the basketball court, we may be walking around the neighborhood, we may be running, we may be throwing out a ball in the backyard, we may be drinking coffee somewhere or a snack. We may be walking around the mall, but just our non-traditional way that they just love. And I totally get it. It's something I love. You know, as a therapist, I had an office. I had an office for 5 years, and I just was not, that's just not me. That's just not me. Not to say that that's bad, it's just not me. And I always talk about JBU, right? JBU, just be you. And I couldn't be me. I couldn't be me, and I couldn't be a therapist in that setting. Really, our program is for people that really fit that kind of need, and they want that non-traditional sense of therapy, being hands-on, right? I believe that there's a need for all different types of treatments, right? All different types of treatments. It's beneficial to clients if they have an opportunity, kind of like a buffet, to select, oh, this is the kind of treatment that's best for me. This is kind of the way, this is how I connect. This is what's best for me. As a client, I want clients to be able to have an opportunity to say what's best for them, all right? So I do think that there is a huge benefit of having therapists that are in the offices and those kind of things. So depending on the situation, you know, depending on what the struggle of the client, you know, an office setting is the best situation sometimes for those types of struggles. And you know, that's part of what I try to do during an initial phone interview, is just to see if it seems like a good fit on our end. And if it's a good fit, I will let the client decide if it's a good fit. But I try, you know, depending on, you know, just the client's struggles and kind of what they got going on, it may not always be the best fit. Our program, Midwest Anxiety, may not always be the best fit. May not be always the best fit. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that, because here's what I want. I want what's best for the client. I don't want what's best for Midwest Anxiety. I want what's best for the client. That ultimately is my goal, is how can I help the client? It's not my goals. How can I help the client achieve his or her goals? And sometimes that means me saying, sorry, we're just not the best program. It doesn't seem like we would be the right fit for your needs. It's all about the client. Doing mental health differently, y'all. The MWA thing, the hashtag MWA thing. We do it our way.
All I need to know is that we'll roll with the punches.